My name is Jade. I live in the A, and I'm on Industry's Most Wanted.
I want a healthy one. Don't come to me about no situationship. You probably call me a bitch when I leave. Barely a friend when you see me. Don't know my name, so you just be searching and use it to reach me. Boy, I want a real one. Don't gotta take you home to me.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Where we at, Jade?
Industry.
Tell them.
Industry's Most Wanted.
The big one, not the little one. What's going on, beautiful? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being here today.
Of course.
She came through with the good energy, positive vibes, looking all beautiful. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Definitely got a lot to talk about. But before we dive in, give us a brief introduction of Jade that you want initially the world to know about you.
Oh, no. Okay. A brief introduction of me. So I was born in Milwaukee. Grew up in Flint, Michigan, moved to Canada. Everyone keeps saying I'm Canadian. I'm not Canadian, guys. I do love Canada. Don't get me wrong. I spent 10 years of my life there, but I am not Canadian. And then I moved to Atlanta, and I think that's just a fact that just needs to be stated because everybody keeps calling me this Canadian girl. That's all.
We are here to clear the air. First thing,
We are.
out the gate, she is not Canadian. She has love and respect for Canadians.
So much.
But she's not Canadian. Well, let's talk about that. So you spent majority of your time in Michigan and Canada?
Yes. 15 years in Michigan, and then I moved to Canada for like 9.5 years. But I spent I guess you could say from 1 to 15 in Flint, Michigan, which is a whole different experience than Canada. Canada, so you don't know the city. Do you know any of the cities in
Canada?
Ontario?
I literally the only time I've ever been to Canada was go to Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Very touristy stuff. And that's was 100 years ago. It was a long time ago. So I don't
Right.
really remember anything about it.
Okay, so there's obviously a bunch of different cities in the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area. And I but I moved from Flint, Michigan to Stratford, Ontario.
Okay.
And then London, Ontario. Then Guelph, Ontario. And these are all kind of right outside Toronto, like an hour or 2 hours away. And then I moved from Guelph, Ontario to Toronto, Ontario.
Got you.
And then I moved to Atlanta.
What was the biggest change moving from Flint to Canada?
The biggest change was the people. In Flint, it was very interesting. It was Davison, Michigan, which is a township basically inside of Flint. Okay. Very, very white. I'm going to say 5,000 people live there. I could be so wrong. But I
It seemed like it, though.
I could be so wrong. It seemed like 50. But I'm going to say 5,000 people lived in Davison. Please fact check me if I'm wrong. But it was just crazy going from almost all white people in Davison, and then Flint was very, very black.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I spent a lot of my time in Flint, but it's just it was a very big culture shock. And then I went to Stratford, Ontario, or London, Ontario, kind of at the same time. And it was just diverse. And I was like, whoa.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is lit. And I was like, I don't want to go back. It was the diversity for me. It wasn't even the people being nice or whatever, the, big city. It was the diversity. It was oh my gosh, I love learning about people. I love learning about cultures, perspectives, everything. So being in that environment did everything for me. That was the biggest change between the two cities.
Absolutely. And I think you find a lot of that here too, the diversity.
Yes.
My neighborhood, left side of me is an older black couple. The right side of me is Russians. These people are Indian. These people are Asian. I think I'm the only white person in the neighborhood.
Okay.
But I love that because you said, you learn about other people's cultures because I become friends with the people around me. And I feel like we grow a fonder respect for people and the way they do things when we actually get to know them.
Definitely.
So what made you, if Canada's beautiful like that, sis, what brought you to the A?
I came to the A because of music. So it's funny because even living in Flint, my mom worked at this summer school, it's this religious summer school, Baha'i religious summer school, and there was always people that came from Toronto.
Got you.
To the school. And I was like, these people are so cool. When I'm older, I'm going to move to Toronto and live there. I was saying this at 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. I'm telling my mom, we're all moving to Toronto. She's like, you're literally crazy. She was like, why would you even say that? I'm just meeting all these cool people. So I actually wanted to live in Toronto for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
What was your question again?
No, I was just wondering why you came to Atlanta. You said for music.
Okay, yeah. So I did want to live. I'm saying all that because I did really want to live in Toronto my almost whole life. But when I got there, when I actually got to the city itself, like I lived downtown, you know what I mean? Like I lived in the city. I really experienced a good year and a half there. And I was just like, why is no one supporting anyone else? That's how I felt. Now, if other people had a different experience, that's totally cool. But in my experience, I met all these amazing people who really fucked with my music. Like heavy, like you just know when people do. And they just didn't really support. I think it was just because I didn't have like this level of like following or like clout to me.
Right.
And that was the big thing. And I was like, wait, so how am I supposed to grow here?
Exactly.
So then I talked to the one producer I really actually enjoyed. His name was Sonny Diamond. Shout out to him. And I also talked to one of my friends in Atlanta who is a musician. And they were both like, you probably should move. And you should probably move to Atlanta. And so I actually moved within a month of that. Really 2 weeks. I booked a place,
I know
apartment.
that's right.
Yeah, I was just like, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
So I did it.
So you came here by yourself?
I came here with my girl.
Okay.
I came here with my girl. We had a great time. She moved with me last minute. She was like, I gotta get out of the city. It's expensive. It's this. I need something different. So we were just like, let's do it together.
Yeah.
And we did. And then she ended up going back after about 6 months. She wasn't legal here. Totally fine, all love, and then I ended up on my own. So yes, she did move with me last minute, which was awesome. Very grateful for that. It helped my initial
breaking into the city. You had your homegirl with you.
I think I needed it.
But now you're here by yourself.
Yeah, it's just me.
And listen, there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because I feel like I moved here solo dolo as well, and it was difficult because I had no family here, but at the same time I feel like it drove my hustle even more because I'm not going to visit family all the time. Like, what else am I going to do? Let me work, let me hustle, let me grind.
Crazy as it is, my best friend actually moved to Atlanta a week before me without telling me. Yeah, what? it was kind of, okay. It was wild. Her boyfriend lived in Atlanta. He was kind of like staying with her in Florida at the time. So I thought they were just gonna live in Florida happily ever after, I had never been to Atlanta in my life. And I just decided to move, and I was like, if I'm not gonna visit, I'm gonna move. What?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste my money. So, which is crazy to say. But I ended up moving. I called her a week before. I had already booked the apartment, everything. And I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be in Atlanta. You gotta visit me because you're in Florida, you're so close. She's like, shut up. I live in Atlanta now. And I was like, what? Girl, we found out we live 5 minutes away from each other.
Are you serious?
She was at Atlantic Station. I was in West Midtown.
Wow.
So can I say I moved here, like not moved here alone, but like after 6 months was alone? I can't say I was alone. She did have my back, and she still has my back. But it's like for those that first year and a half, yeah, she had my back.
That is amazing. Is she still living here now?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Definitely. So you've been professionally doing music since about 2021.
I would say 2021, yeah.
Okay, what was that moment? Was there ever like that aha moment for you that said, you know what, I'm doing this, I'm gonna step my game up and really take it professionally?
Yo, that happened last year. That happened last year at the beginning of the year. I'm not gonna lie. When I got hit by I got hit by a car.
What?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm cool.
Hold on a second. She said, I got hit by a car. But
like
it's
in
cool.
a car, though. Like, it wasn't like I was walking down the street.
Right. I got you. But still, thank God you're okay.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Well, my back's messed up, but you know, we started working out, so we cool now.
Listen.
We got a lot better.
It makes a big difference having that strength.
Huge. Like I was having trouble. I guess you have a lot of trouble just existing when certain parts, like your back, your ankle, I'm gonna say your hip, your knee, like there's certain joints. It's like, bruh, I cannot live like this.
Especially, trust me, once you get older, I'm in my 50s, so I'm like,
whoa, you look. I mean, let's not do all that right now. But you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But listen, when you get my age, everything hurts. But I'll tell you, going to the gym, not to get off topic, has saved my life.
Okay, wow.
Because I feel like if I didn't work out, I would literally be as big as this room, and I would hurt everywhere. Seriously. All right.
That's wild.
So you got into this accident, hurt your back.
I did. I hurt my back. Obviously, the gyms helped a lot from that, but it was when I got hit by a car. I'm not gonna explain the whole story, but I guess, have you gotten in an accident before?
No. I've never been in a car accident. Never.
God bless.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess, okay, I'm sure a lot of people know this feeling, but you kind of like your whole body like shuts down. I like had my eyes closed, and you just see like all like my car was totaled.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very surprised I'm alive. I'm not gonna lie, but my car was completely totaled. So all I did was like I closed my eyes, and I just remember going like this, and there was like glass just coming in, with glass in my face. Like I had like little like scrapes on my face. There was glass in my mouth, everything, which is crazy because I thought my mouth was closed. It's not my business. But yeah, I was just like this, and then the first thing I thought of was like, you think you're dead. And you're like, okay, like I'm just dead. Like just don't open your eyes, you're just dead. And then as soon as I opened my eyes, the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, did I release that song? First thing. I even told my mom this. She's like, that's kind of crazy. But I was like, no, yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. And then I was like, oh no, I have to do music more seriously now. And that, from that day on, like even like being bedridden for a month after that, I was like, okay, I gotta put this EP out. I gotta talk to this person, network with this person. Like that's really what did it. I'm gonna say I was putting music out in 2021, but I was like, this is fun. I love doing this. I was doing it with one of my friends, so like we were having such a good time doing it, and I was helping him, he was helping me. And then but it wasn't until last year when I was like, okay, yeah, this is something I have to do before I die, or else I'll regret it.
Absolutely, because
that's what it was.
Being in an accident is truly like a near-death experience.
Yeah.
You know, by the grace of God, thank God you're here, but it could have went way worse. I feel like it makes us realize how short life is.
Yeah.
Your life literally flashed before your eyes.
Yeah, to an extent. I don't really understand the whole like flash before your eyes thing yet, but I do. Maybe I do, and I have to.
Because you said you didn't know if you were dead or not.
That's a thing. That's the thing. It wasn't like, oh my God, this memory. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
It was just like, am I dead right now? I don't know. That's how I felt.
Nah, but listen, that's beautiful. Thank God that you're here to talk about it.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Of course I'm glad.
So tell us about your EP, Jaded. Like, what story does it tell, and how does it reflect emotionally where you were at in the time that you were creating it?
It's a wonderful follow-up question. So Jaded is an album that Dame, shout out, helped me put out with Plaques. Rocky helped with some of the tracks. We love Rocky. AK helped. Knots helped. Just shouting out some people. But it is an album that all of those songs I think were made last year. In that bit of time. I had a bunch of songs in the vault, but I was like, I think I want all these songs to be about something specific.
Yes.
So I wanted to do that. And the album is about kind of just the idea. It's a story. So there's 6 songs. It's called Jaded.
Yeah.
And it's a story about kind of like falling really hard for like healthy is like, okay, I want something that's really healthy. I want something solid. I want something like that can last. You know what I mean? And then it goes to Sunday. Sunday's about, oh, like I really like this guy. I'm falling for this guy, but like I don't really know how he sees me, this, that. But like I'm just kind of like gonna act my part type of thing. And then there's the song Another Face. And Another Face is about, hey, does he see me? Or like, does he just see me as another face?
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean?
I love that.
And then the next song is called Go Wrong. And it's like, what am I doing wrong in this? It's kind of like, where did this go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Where did you go wrong? Like, where is this going south? The next song is called Love Lost, and it's like, bruh, what am I doing? Like, this is crazy.
Check myself.
I feel like every girl can relate to that.
Yes.
Like, what is going on here?
Yes.
And then the last song is like, oh my God, this is a whole personal thing I have to deal with. And I named the song Clarity because it was like, oh no, now I feel like experiencing this has allowed me to know what I need, like actually know what I need. And although I'm still like, I don't know everything, I have a very good idea to know what will make me happy, to know what will make me in a more healthy space, I guess. I don't even know how to say it, but like,
because probably going back listening to it is a whole reflection of who you are.
Yeah, it's lit though.
Yeah.
I thought like making this would like put me in a place where it was like, oh no, like I'm sad because I'm thinking about these things. But I was like, it's so amazing to look back at something and be like, oh my God, I learned from this.
I was just going to ask you that. Like, what is one of the main things that you learned from your own project?
I just learned that I'm a lot more reflective than I realized. Music definitely allowed me to understand my emotions better. And so when I'm able to like write it down, like if I get a beat, like if Rocky's gonna send me like a really slow beat, it's always the slow ones. If he's gonna send me, I'm just gonna start writing like lava. Like, it's just gonna come out of me like a freaking waterfall. Like, I'm just gonna be like, crap, and I'm gonna look back and be like, that's how I felt? That's crazy. I had no idea. I have a hard time like touching that unless it's in a musical sense.
Got you.
But I love that because then it's like I can write about so much.
Right.
I haven't had like, I feel like writer's block like ever really.
So does all of your writings come from personal experiences, or do you ever get a little creative and maybe like imaginary and throw a few things in there that maybe you're manifesting per se?
Usually it's all pretty legit. But it's not all me.
Okay.
It's most of it, I feel like. Most of it, at least the music that's not out, is like my friends' experiences.
Okay.
What I've seen, maybe what I've watched on TV.
Yeah.
What I've seen my parents do, what I've seen my other family members do. People have told me stories about certain things. It just all resonates, and it's like, oh my God, da-da-da, like, let me write about this. I like to make it so realistic
Right.
to what I believe the story was or what I was told. Trying to think of a time I added like a little pizzazz to something, but I can't think of a time. Maybe I did. Shoot, I don't know.
What would you say is the one song in your catalog that really describes who you are as an artist the best?
I think Clarity.
Clarity.
Clarity is definitely the one where I'm like, I feel like that's very me. I feel like it's soulful. I feel like it's smooth. I feel like it's elegant. I feel like it's like not fun, but it just kind of gives like a very positive, beautiful, soft message.
And do you typically stick to one similar type of genre, or are you open to venturing out and doing other genres?
I'm so open.
Yeah.
I don't know how good I am. People like to tell me I'm good, and then, you know, I still have to find that confidence that I believe it with them.
Yes.
But I definitely am into venturing into other genres and stuff.
Right, because I see a lot of people doing it now, like a lot of hip hop artists or rappers are venturing into like Southern soul and country music, and I'm here for it because it opens you up to a whole new audience and fan base.
That too, but you also find things about yourself that you're like, I can do that.
Yes.
I can feel that. I'm about that. Like, you know, every day you're learning about yourself. You're kind of basing who you are off of like what you're doing.
So he's one of your producers. So his homework assignment is he's got to come up with some off the wall beat and make you create a song for it.
He's been pushing me to pop.
That's what producers, listen,
As they should.
Let's give him his flowers real quick, because one thing about producers is they will bring something out in an artist that an artist won't bring out in themselves.
For sure.
Because they're going to have you, whether you sing, you rap, or somewhere in between, on some production that you may not ever have chose.
Right.
And that could become your biggest record.
It could.
So shout out to the producers of the world.
Period.
Who's engineering your music for you? Who's doing the mixing and mastering?
Him.
He is? Okay. Listen, you got to have someone who understands your sound. That's important.
Yes, I do. I definitely have worked with other people, but it's mainly like Rocky right now. But I mean, the album was produced by Plaques, and he's lit. So he's from Texas. He's really cool. I actually got introduced to him through Dame. So yeah, he's really lit. He did the whole Jaded album.
Got you. So shout out to Rocky too, right? Definitely. So you made it onto the iTunes charts?
I did.
Congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you.
Hold on now. Y'all clock that.
Okay, period.
Not too many people are making it onto the iTunes chart. So congratulations first and foremost. Let me ask you this. The song that made it onto iTunes charts, was it a particular song or multiple songs?
It was one song.
Was the song in Dolby Atmos by chance or no?
It was what?
Okay, no. That means no. You know what Dolby Atmos is, right?
Can you describe it so I don't feel alone?
So it's just... He can probably describe it better than me. So Dolby Atmos is similar to surround sound. But it's like the newest innovation of how you mix a song. So for example, if you're sitting here, you can hear stuff coming from every direction, where surround sound was limited to 8.1 or something like that. But Dolby Atmos has multiple directions that the sound comes from. So they're using it in music and
it's like
films.
3D music?
That's a great way to describe it. Absolutely. But from my experience, a lot of songs that hit the iTunes charts is because they were in Dolby Atmos, because Apple Music wants the best quality.
Oh, wow.
So let me say this. For you to hit it without the Dolby Atmos means you doing your thing, sis.
Oh, period.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds lit.
Yeah. So what's the name? She gave him the side eye, like, wow, let's get the Dolby Atmos popping. What song hit the charts?
Nah. It is a... house. Have you heard it?
I haven't.
It is a house pop song.
See, it was different.
It was different, yeah. It
Look
was
at
different.
that.
I was talking about it on Kaki's podcast. Not on Kaki's. Was it on Kaki's? Shoot, it might have been. But I was talking about it before, and I was just like, it's so crazy because I really thought it was cool, but I was like, all of my friends were like, you got to put it out. You got to put it out. And I was like, all right, cool. Put it out. My friends and family loved it. The people I, reached out to loved it. Instagram loved it, whatever. And then a few years later, somebody came to me and they were like, hey, we really want to give this song a little boost. We want to put some money behind this.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then they were just like, yeah, we're going to see how it does. And they put some money behind it, and then they were like, Jade, this is gonna hit the charts.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And they were like, look, I'm at work on my phone watching this song go from 70 to 50 to 20, and then it goes to 11, and I'm just like, I'm at work watching one of my songs.
That's insane.
It was crazy. It was a crazy day, and I'm getting calls, I'm sneaking out to do these calls, oh my god,
I just need to leave work.
You look at it. Yeah, he's calling me. He's like, look at it, it's going up. So yeah, it was a really, really lit experience. It was an amazing week for me. I was kind of like, this is amazing. This song was put out in 2021 maybe?
I'm going to have to go and check it out for sure.
Gots to.
So, did you get your plaque for it?
I did. I did.
No, that's right.
I did.
How did that moment feel when that plaque arrived at your front door? That's just a solidification kind of moment. How did it make you feel?
Let me think back. So, I opened it, and I actually made what's it called when you open the plaque and a box?
Unboxing?
Unboxing.
Yeah.
That's what the word is. An unboxing plaque YouTube video.
Yeah, okay.
And so my whole reaction is there, but I was kind of just staring at it I didn't believe it for a very long time. I actually gave the plaque to my dad.
Oh, that's
3 days
beautiful.
after I got it, yeah.
Aw.
I was just I think my dad should have this. Because I'm really not big on, I love accessories, I love things, but I'm not the biggest on material things.
Understood.
So I was just like, this is cool, I'm going to take a photo of it, but I'd rather give it to my parents.
Yeah.
I feel like they can be proud of it, and I can just keep going.
And I'm sure you could always order another one if you decided, hey, I want
You
one
can do
hanging
that?
on my... I don't know. That's what maybe you can. I don't know. iTunes, can she order a second one?
Let me
Do you
know.
know? I don't know.
That feels like it would make sense, right?
Yeah, because think about all the platinum plaques and the gold plaques.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one. The artist, the producer, the engineer, they all get their plaques. I would hope that iTunes or Apple would allow you to do the same thing. I don't know. That's something to look into.
Yeah, obviously.
But that's beautiful that you gave it to your dad, though, because I know
did.
he's super, super proud.
He's like, this is cool. He's like, this is cool. Yeah, he's got it up next to some family photos and stuff. It's pretty cute. It's really big, though. We don't have photos this big in my house. So it's kind of hey, you're a little obsessive over one kid.
Your parents live in Michigan?
They live in Florida.
Oh, they're in Florida. What part?
They moved to Florida when I moved to Canada, basically. They are in Palm Beach.
Okay, dope. So they're fairly close for you to get to go see them, or
Yeah, I was just with my dad 2 weeks ago.
I know that's right. I love it. And Florida's a vibe. I miss it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm gonna move back there one day. Atlanta's cool for now, but eventually I got to get back
Speak
to
it
the
into
home state.
existence.
Yes, absolutely. You also had a song that was placed in a soundtrack.
Yes. It wasn't my song. It was
Yeah.
my voice on the song.
Okay.
But I'm gonna take what I can get.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really cool. It was a movie called Both Eyes Open, and it was on the soundtrack for the movie. Yes, it was a thriller, psychological thriller. I only saw the movie once, but it was cool. It was cool.
Is that something that you would like to get into more, though, is what they refer to as sync licensing, getting your music into film, commercials, video games, etc.?
There's people that don't want that?
There's people who don't even know that is really something that exists.
Okay, then there's that, right.
Maybe they would want it, but sometimes I'll ask artists about sync licensing, and they have no idea that
Okay.
it's a thing. And I'll have to kind of break
we're
it.
trained like that.
Right.
You have to-
And that's cool because I'm here to educate.
love
I tell, man, I'm going to say it again because I posted on Instagram recently and I had a couple of people come from me. There are people on social media who constantly bash artists, and I'm like, if it bothers you that much, educate them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
People on social media bash artists. Why?
because they feel like they're dumb because they don't know stuff. And I'm like, they're not expected to come in the industry and know everything.
You're really just focused on that creative bag.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got to get the right people around you to understand that there's way more than that.
So this is something more that you're venturing towards, is getting your music into film and video games.
Super lit. I think it would be, that'd be so cool. Video games, GTA.
So there's a music supervisor here in the Atlanta area that I know. His name is Oren. Shout out to Oren. Remind me to give you his Instagram, because he's always posting that he's looking for music for mostly NBA 2K, but he does movies. He's got Disney, he's got Netflix, he's got a lot of under his belt. So
that's lit.
He's always posting that he's looking for music, but it typically needs to be unreleased music.
Yeah.
So remind me and I'll give you his Instagram. You can follow him and see what he may be looking for.
Love that. Thanks.
Might give you that next opportunity. You never know. Definitely. So you mentioned talking about the gap between who you are and who people think you are. Do you feel like you're misunderstood as an artist?
No.
Okay.
That's so crazy to say. No, I don't know. That's a great question. I like sitting on questions. So podcasts are like, dang, I gotta think.
You gotta ponder on it.
Think, bruh. Do I feel misunderstood? No, I don't. I feel like people do get me. You know what? The people who really fuck with my music, they're so nice. Right now, I feel like my haters, you can come out more. I'm cool with it. I'm secure enough to take it right now, but it's I don't really see y'all too much. So right now, I do feel quite understood by a lot of people and things. I mean, my music's so raw and relatable.
Yeah.
Even the album is literally the way he produced it is raw. He produced it in a way that you can still hear the raspiness, the soul.
I love that.
Yeah, in a way that it's okay, this isn't gonna be a mainstream hit type of quality. This is gonna be you can feel it, you know what's up, and you can relate to it on a level that's at your same wavelength.
Absolutely.
So I really like that. I feel like that helps you be more relatable and more understood.
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree because some people who aren't into music, if they listen to something that's super top notch, not there's anything wrong with it, they may not resonate or relate to it. But when you have I guess maybe that more gritty type sound, you could say, where it's more raw and authentic, I agree. People are going to relate to it and resonate with it more.
I think when I talk about or when I think about the gap between who you are and who you think you are, it's kind of music is puts that in a weird place, because you're portraying, if I'm portraying as this woman empowerment, love yourself, but I'm feeling insecure, it's a very interesting dichotomy I have going on in my head, where it's I'm trying to promote this, I'm trying to promote that I'm or I'm over this person, and it's I'm actually so insecure about the situation. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things where it's oh crap, there's a really big gap between the two, and how do you kind of close that is kind of where my head goes to when that question's asked.
So is that something that you feel like you're always working on?
Yeah.
Because we're always a work in progress.
Yeah.
So what would you say is something that you feel like right now that maybe you do need to work on a little bit within yourself, if you don't mind sharing?
No, I think that's lit. There's a lot I should work on. I think the whole idea of you thinking that you're someone that you might not be is a really, really big deal.
That's a harsh, hard reality for some people.
It's real, but it's cool at the same time, because it's you are just human.
Yeah.
Just because you don't really know exactly who you are doesn't mean you're fake.
Right.
It just makes you human.
Yeah.
So I just feel I definitely, there's many things. Don't let me sit here and waste your day, because I'll get into it. But I think that's a big thing. I think kind of learning how to I'm just going to say that, actually. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, no, that's fine. So do you feel like that social media or the public perception widens that gap for artists? Because we on social media a lot of times only show people what we want them to see. Let's just keep it real.
Then there's that.
Do you feel like that kind of widens that gap or perception of what people perceive you as versus who you really are? Or are you really raw and authentic with what you're posting on social media?
No. I'm a goof. That's why I like podcasts, because I'm just a goof. Sometimes I say things that don't even make sense, you know what I mean? But on Instagram, I'm you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really need you to think that I'm this posing baddie online.
I
You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
I really love my personality. I love how goofy I am. It makes me happy to wake up and laugh at myself in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, I think it definitely hurts a lot of people though. Me as well, to a certain extent. But it's like, I mean, if your whole image is based off of squares on a social media platform that you can Facetune, edit, and like perceive as something you're not, yeah, it's gonna be a difficult time figuring out who you are at the end of the day, if that's who your image and like what is it, your identity is based off of.
It's too much of an upkeep.
It's an upkeep. You know what's crazy? I've been watching Love Island. Have you been watching Love Island?
I haven't.
Okay, good. Don't. But it's just don't. It's not great. But it's so interesting because I've been watching it because I had a few friends on it. So I got into it, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up. When Love Island first came out, people were like, oh my God, like they'd see these people on the screen and they'd be like, oh my God, why'd they do that? That's so stupid. Like, why'd they act like that? We are at season 7 now, and I've seen people's reactions to people on the screen change drastically. I'm not saying people have done a better job at PR training now that they're on the show.
Right.
But it's like people have been able to see all these hate comments they're getting, all of this like misleading judgment, and been like, that's a human. What are you doing? I feel like we are advancing in society to kind of be like, can you give them a break really quick?
Right.
Even if it's just a few people, shout out to those few people because it's allowing people to actually be themselves and mess up, even if it's on TV. Like, damn.
Listen, the one thing about life, there's a lot of things, but one thing is we can never please everybody.
You cannot. And
Nor should we try to, because you could be doing the best of the best of the best, and somebody gonna still have something negative to say.
Somebody, yeah.
They're still gonna troll you and come for you, whether you're doing good, bad, or somewhere in between. So I say just be yourself, unapologetically. Bye.
No, for real. That's like the definition of insanity. Like,
Yeah, it is. That's why people get anxiety and get depression and mental health, because they're too busy trying to be a people pleaser. These people don't care about you.
No, they don't.
They really don't. Like, it's the few people in your inner circle that really care about your well-being. Everybody outside that, they don't go to bed thinking about you. Forget them people.
If you, honestly, there's just so many inherent qualities in people that if they actually allow them, you know, it's so important to be yourself, and not just like physically. It's like important to understand like the resilience that comes with it, the courage that comes with it, the integrity that comes with it, the morals that come with it. Like, you have morals within yourself that you need to be able to shine and let people see.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's the best version of being yourself. Not like, you know, like, oh, just show your personality. No. Do what you think is best at the time, at the place, and in the situation you think is best for your morale, I guess it is.
I agree.
It's just crazy.
I agree. So how does Jade stay grounded to your true self with still trying to, you know, level up in your career?
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. I'm not perfect at all. I'm just enjoying the ride. I am staying true to myself with reminders from family members and loved ones, and praying and keeping myself accountable to things that I believe that I would need to in order to progress.
Yes.
On a physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual well-being. I think that's the best advice I can give myself, because I wake up quite happy every day because there's a sense of gratitude you need to have. And I feel like, do you know Joe Dispenza?
I don't.
Oh my gosh, please, after this, look him up.
Joe Dispenza.
He is awesome. He basically talks about how I don't want to get it wrong, how your thoughts make up your reality. But it's not like, oh my God, if you think this way, it's like, yeah, then that's what it's how do you explain this? It's like, he stresses how your thoughts are your reality, not like how they're like a reflection of it. Like, it needs to be stressed that they actually are your reality. Like, the whole idea of your body being a pharmacy, and it's making the chemicals to be the person that you're going to be. And it's like, if you think that these things have any doubt or uncertainty or negativity, then you're actually building the chemicals in order to become someone that you actually don't want to be.
That makes perfect sense, because like they say, whatever you focus on is what develops.
No, I'm trying to stress it without seeming like a psycho.
No, I like getting into stuff deep like that, because I believe it. So His Instagram is Joe Dispenza?
Yeah, I look him up on YouTube and like articles on him, but I'm sure he has an Instagram too. I don't follow him.
I'm gonna definitely check him out.
So cool.
I love stuff like that.
And it's just simple. It's just like, dang, y'all, like, why can't we just, it's so hard to have the positive thoughts, but you can actually train your brain to subconsciously now have those, so you wake up happy every day. Like,
who would not want to follow that type of program or theory in life?
It's real.
Listen, there are some people out here who are just mean and angry and ugly for no reason. And it's not even a mental health issue. They're just not a nice person.
Sad person.
They need to follow this guy and get your together.
He also bridges the gap between religion and spirituality, religion and science. Yeah. Religion and science. He bridges that gap, which is lit.
Absolutely, because I feel like that's a real touchy subject with some people. Like, if you tell someone you're not religious but I'm spiritual, some people get totally offended by that. And I'm like, it's not saying they don't believe in God. They just don't follow a particular religion, and that's okay too.
It's hard because there's a lot of things in society. I do love religion, but I love all the religions.
That's me too. You can pull a little bit from each one and make it your own.
I'm actually Baha'i. My family's Baha'i, and like in the Baha'i faith, you believe in progressive revelation. Okay. Which is basically there was a religion. Oh my God, I just don't want to get things wrong on this. But there was every prophet for a religion came to earth on that time for that time in society. That was said so roughly. But do you know what I mean?
Yes, no, absolutely.
And so I think one of the biggest principles of the Baha'i faith is believing that all the religions are one, and they actually do believe the same thing, but it just was different guidelines for that time in society.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I love that.
I really love the idea of that. So it's just super cool to kind of meet people who also.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, 100%. What is a message or like an impact that you hope that your music really leaves with your listeners?
What's a message for my listeners that will really impact them? I think the whole idea of being vulnerable and understanding that it is okay to be vulnerable. I feel like that's so cheesy, but I just feel like that's such a big takeaway, because making the music, I'm like, crap, I gotta put this out because that now it says too much about my heart. Like, every time people listen to my album, they're like, who hurt you? Who did this to you? Tell me the story. And I'm just like, crap, now I gotta like go into that and stuff. But I think I'm learning that it's actually a really cool thing to do, and it allows you to be relatable. So I think the whole impact I want to have on people is, I'm vulnerable through these freaking songs I'm putting out, so you better be able to tell somebody how you feel.
I know that's right. Listen, and I feel like that's one of the most important things for artists to do, is be vulnerable through their music. If you don't do it anywhere else, do it through your music, because that's where it becomes relatable. Because I'm going to listen to one of your songs and be like, dang, I felt that.
You okay?
I felt that.
I want you to.
You know, so I feel like that was a great message right there.
Okay.
And it's also a great gem or tip for any artists out there who feel like they got to be hard all the time, especially the fellas. No shade, but be a little vulnerable in your music.
I'm so vulnerable that if I came out with a song that was hard, they'd be like, Jade, what is this? Like, you is not this.
Well, you got a great producer who's going to bring the right elements out in you. Shout out to Rocky.
Okay, period.
Definitely. Your current single is called Healthy.
Yes.
To me, that's a powerful title because, you know, we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. What does it mean to you personally, this particular record?
So it was the same one I was telling you about with the whole, like, there's 6 like stories in this little huge, I guess, love, what would you call it? 6 I guess feelings and like a love story for an album. And Healthy is the first one. So it's like the whole idea of the song is you're going into this and you're like, I want something stable. I want something that makes sense. I think one of the lines is like, I want a healthy one. Don't come to me about no situationship. You probably call me a bitch when I leave. That line actually came from, I was talking to one of my guy friends and he was talking about his girlfriend. He called her a bitch. Oh, gosh. And I was like, damn, y'all talk about women like this is crazy. So I was like, I don't think I want a guy that's going to be talking like, and he wasn't saying it very nicely either. It wasn't like, it was kind of like, damn, she's such a bitch sometimes. And I was like, damn, I don't want that.
Exactly. No good woman wants that.
Yeah. Every line from that song is definitely a fact that has happened in my life. But the whole idea of this song is that, like, you do want to go into something, like, stable and healthy. And, you know, I want you to want to see me. I don't want you to have to worry about, like, sitting in your... I mean, some people feel like they do need alone time and sitting in their car before they go inside. But I've also heard awful stories about that, too. Yeah.
It can go both ways.
It can go both ways. But I want you to know that it's a safe space, and if you need me to leave you alone, I can too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, every time they show up or you show up, they're happy to see you.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is the epitome of a healthy relationship. And we are going to have our days and our moments.
Yeah.
But for majority of the time, you want that person to be like, man, this is my safe space. This is my peace right here. But
Yeah.
it takes the right person on both sides, you know, like, make sure you don't date anyone that's not healed. That's first and foremost.
No, real. And there's also, why am I, girl, I don't know why you put this mic in front of me and my brain goes, what the hell's going on? But there's also like a verse in it that talks about just kind of understanding who someone really is and like knowing their soul and their heart and like really the morale they have. And that's, to me, is a huge part of a healthy relationship.
Yes.
A huge part, because that's what brings out the genuine joy from someone. So when you actually learn that about somebody,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we can figure this out
I know
together.
that's right.
Yeah.
So when you go back and listen to this particular project, does it also teach you, like, wow, maybe I need to set a few more boundaries for myself? Because I feel like this type of body of work would give me that vibe, like, man, maybe I haven't been setting the right boundaries for myself in life and in relationships.
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful in relationships and stuff now. I just feel like, not saying it's a end all be all, but it's definitely allowed me to be like, remember what you just wrote and you just shared with people?
Right.
Don't be a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You better stand on that. And it's not even like, you know, you have to like screw these men, It's kind of like, just know who you are, be yourself, understand patience, and like kind of roll with that. And I feel like I will listen to my own music for a reminder.
As you should.
I will.
As you should, because it's accountability.
Need it.
And we, as humans, have to hold ourselves accountable. A lot of people lack that, but
It makes you happy at the end of the day.
It does.
It brings a guilt off of you.
Yes.
It allows you to understand yourself more.
anything that you're working on that your fans should be excited about?
Yeah, I have a healthy open verse challenge right now, guys. So this song, I left the second verse free, and I'm getting like a few people have already sent in submissions, which is literally lit. It just opened up, but it's just an open verse challenge. The second verse is gonna be for y'all to write, and yeah, the end date is August 1st. I'm super excited to get all the submissions for that.
That is super dope. That's fun and exciting too, to see what people do and come up with and create.
Yes.
So what is your social media that they can follow along if they want to get involved in the challenge or any new work that you have going on?
Yeah, it's gonna be Jade with 3 E's on like Spotify, Apple Music, any like music platforms. But on Instagram, my name is actually Jade with 3 E's. And then the healthy open verse challenge is my link in the bio.
Got it. So make sure y'all tune in, tap in.
Okay.
Who do you want to give thanks to for loving you and supporting you through your journey?
Who do I want to give thanks to? I want to give thanks to, oh my gosh, everyone. I want to give thanks to everyone, and I don't want to miss anyone.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to say names because I don't want to miss anyone.
Understood.
Yeah. But I'm so appreciative. And I think Rocky people know I appreciate them, right? No.
Rocky, she appreciates you.
I really do.
If you never knew, she appreciates you.
I be calling him sometimes just like, I appreciate you, for real.
Those little
You got
moments
to.
matter, yeah.
So I'm just not even going to say names, but like, I feel like you know who you are. I do.
To me, that's enough said right
Okay.
there. They should know who they are.
I hope I don't feel like I'm just not trying to say anything,
No.
but I'm really just trying to not leave anyone out.
Understood.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. I do got one last question for you. Where are we at?
Industry.
Big one, not the little one. What makes Jade the industry's most wanted?
Oh my God, I am? What? You said it, not me. What makes, bro, why are you coming at me with all these questions? I don't think I am the industry's most wanted. Is that a thing?
You could say I'm working on being the industry's most wanted.
I think
Right now is the time for you to pop your ish because you've been out here working hard. You had a record that went to the iTunes
I
chart.
did. I think I'm not what the industry wants, is maybe what they need.
That's a great answer.
Okay. it may be what they need. They need a little more rawness, a little more soft, a little more genuine. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No, that was a great answer. I love
Okay,
it. Perfect.
cool.
She's what y'all need. Thank you for being here.
Of course, I had so much fun.
Absolutely. We out of here, y'all.
They call me a bitch when I leave. Barely a friend when you see me. Don't know my name, so you just be searching and use it to reach me. Boy, I